Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Chris Jones. Thanks for being here. And today we have sort of a very special introduction to the video. So I currently have the bass boat in tow at my church. One of my longtime best friends, Big Bird, he's been on the channel a lot of times. So anyone that's watched my channel for several years has probably seen Big Bird on here. Brandon Gaskins is his formal name. But in any event, we received some very bad news about a month and a half ago, in his family. His 7-year-old son, John Wesley, got diagnosed with a very rare, aggressive form of cancer. So you can see we have these Team Wesley shirts, right? And that's part of like a big, I guess, fundraiser, so to speak, to help out with their expenses. And there is a GoFundMe page. I'll leave a link in the description below. But we're doing basically like a big parade at our church. I mean, the fire department's coming out, everything. We're towing the boat. Happy Jack is here. We're going to be throwing baits at him, you know, just to try to cheer things up. And, you know, this is a big production going on for John Wesley. So we're just going to kind of film a little bit of that. And just kind of wanted to, with Brandon's permission, you know, I've been kind of granted permission to tell my audience about what's going on in case anybody wants to help donate. So I'll provide some more information on that. But let's say hello to everyone who's here.
I will.
Landon, can you say hi? Hey! So there's Landon, there's Thelma. Y'all haven't seen this guy in a long time. That's Donovan. He likes Dr. Pepper. There's Happy Jack. It's my wife Julie, of course. And so you can see there's like a line of cars behind us. Here's the boat, and a bunch of people are up there. The church is up there, and so incredible turnout. And I think it's going to be awesome for John Wesley. Yeah, you can see everybody in tow through the window there. Yeah, this is a really good turnout, everyone. This is a, you know, very unfortunate circumstance. But what an awesome event. So all shout out to the event organizers and City Church Tallahassee for hosting this. You know, Brandon's one of my best friends, and it's been a really hard couple of weeks. You know, they've had to go out of town, and just their whole lives, just blink of an eye, put on hold. So yeah, it's a week by week thing, but man, I'm just kind of at a loss for words. Man, they even got the sheriff helicopter to come do a flyby. This is big time. Yeah, lots of turnout there. And of course, there's the Gaskins family over yonder. I think we're actually gonna throw some store-bought Zoom baits at Big Bird as a joke, because he helped me start Land is the Limit Bait Company well before World's Worst Fishing was a thing. So Brandon married my cousin. There he is right there. And so this is a lot of my personal family. Little Bird, what's up, man? All right. All right, a little morning time steak grilling, because it's only like 10:30, but I'm hungry. So I like to grill steaks a lot at lunchtime by myself while I'm still working at home. Gonna be good. Now that's a good sight right there. A grill smoking with a porterhouse steak and a bass boat. Yes sir, yes sir. That is the good stuff. Take a bite. Delicious. Let's start the show. Okay everyone, I promise we'll actually make these clear baits soon. However, something exciting happened. Our Jetson Lure Eye order arrived, and I've got to show y'all these. Look at this. This one's cool. This is like a pink, I think he calls this pink mackerel. Yeah. Then we have some panfish. This is one of my favorites, panfish. Just look at that goodness. Here's a new one that I've never had. This is apricot. One of my signature series eyes there, magic green. Here's another signature eye, the tarpon blue. Yeah, looking good. This one I'm really excited to use. This is pickerel. And if you look at a pickerel, the eyeball looks just... Uh-oh, buddy. Landon's over here causing mayhem. Oh, yeah. Natural lighting is where you can really see some of the color nuance. I'm trying to keep them in focus. Golly. Nobody does it like Jetson Eyes. Alright, so we have to clear out all these swim baits. Some little 5-inch perch. Yeah, loving these. Those are really cool. But clear this out, then we'll run some clear baits and see if a bass will bite them. Alright, there it is. Straight, clear plastic. This is going to be some dead-on plastic worm blend because that stuff runs pretty clear. So here we go. Let's just run some stuff. Now, a couple of these molds I've never featured on the channel. So one of them is like a baby crawl, which is, I believe, the mold that I just filled. This one right here, you've seen. This is more of a finesse worm. Sorry, this is apparently not a very good angle to show from. This right here is a grub that's never been on the channel. And then we'll do just maybe 1 or 2 of the 4-inch bloodline swim baits. Not really planning on throwing one of these. I'm kind of doing smaller baits because I feel more comfortable in getting a bite on those as opposed to, you know, like a 10-inch worm or something. But, yeah, so far, that's looking pretty clear. Alright, so I actually hand poured a few of the 4.1 AI action worms because I have a lot of confidence throwing this worm. And, you know, as you can see, the worm blend of plastic is super clear. So let's play a little game. Which cavities do not have plastic in them? I'll give you 5 seconds. Figure it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The far left 2 are the only ones without plastic. So you can see it's pretty invisible. In fact, let's take one out. Oh yeah. It's like an ice sculpture. So the question now is, will a bass bite this? And if I put scent on a few of these versus no scent on others, if that makes a difference, what does that say about scent? Because you can't say that it's the color that made the difference. So lots of interesting questions this kind of brings up. Alright, let's take a look at some of these. This is that little baby crawl. And I mean, this thing is tiny. Yeah, look at those. Little ice sculptures. Isn't that cool? Talk about a little finesse crawl. To me, this would make an excellent bed fishing bait. This is one of Josh's many molds that I just haven't played with a whole lot. I mean, he has so much stuff. I mean, yeah, check that out. He has so much stuff. Here is a a finesse worm. So nothing y'all haven't seen a million times, but maybe you haven't seen it in just straight clear. It's an invisible worm. We could call it that, the invisible worm. The John Cena worm. You can't see it. Hello, everyone. Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, worm blend cooks up super clear. And let's see. Here's a grub. I believe this was a grub. One of his smaller grubs. Yeah. Oh yeah, check those out. Yeah. So yeah, we got a nice little buffet of things. And so one of these ought to get bit. You know, the lake I'm going to has a ton of bass. Most of them are small, but I'm familiar with it. It's in the neighborhood I grew up in. And a lot of my bonus fishing footage is filmed out there. I guess we'll take a look at one bloodline. Don't really plan on throwing these, but thought it might look cool. Oops. Never looked at this in straight clear, I don't think. So... can barely even tell that they're there. Like if I took this off. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Let's get one out. This is fun. This is different for me and it's fun. I'm sure I'm not the first person on YouTube to ever throw a clear bait at fish, but hey, I've never done it. Yeah, you know it's pretty clear whenever you can see like your skin tone behind it or whatever color is behind it. So yeah, it's super cool. Again, it kind of looks like little ice sculptures. Okay, so we have split everything up into 2 bags, and that's about the silliest thing I've ever seen. Absolutely hilarious. Unscented. This one, we're going to put some scent on it, and we're going to use something crazy like grape, right? This is not even like a craw or a shad oil or even garlic. That's just purely just scent oil for my enjoyment. And we're going to see if that even makes the slightest bit of difference. So now I need to get a few setups ready to rig up a few of these baits. You can see how the scent oil slightly yellows that up. Alright, so you might recognize this from the thumbnail. This might be thumbnail. So I've got 2 things rigged up. I've got the action worm just rigged up on a little, like 3/16 or something like that, shaky head. It's tiny. And then we have just a traditional Texas rig for the longer worm. So we're going to try the worms first. These are both scented, you know, and then we might throw some of the grubs and some other things. But we're going to try the most basic ones first. And we're down here at the lake, so some of y'all might recognize this. This is the Golden Eagle Country Club. This lake right over here by this island is where I caught my first bass and basically introduced myself to fishing. So this is, I mean, this is holy grounds for me, folks. So there's a couple log jams out here. There's log jams over there. There are concrete cinder blocks down there. So there's lots of stuff for fish to hang out in. Let's see if we can get one. Okay, everyone. We're going to start with this first. Again, this has some of that grape scent on it. I guess we can bump the camera a little closer. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Nice day out today. All right, first cast out of the way. This looks so funny in the water. Like, I'm just hopping it along and I'm like, I should see my bait by now, but you can't even see it. Clearly. Pun intended. Yeah, you can see a couple bluegills right there in the water. Swimming around, there's another. So lots of bait fish everywhere. We've had a bunch of bluegill follow it. So, where is the worm? It is right there. in the middle of the frame. Y'all see it? Let's bounce it around. This is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, look at that. That's what a completely clear worm looks like in the water. It is just sort of a shadow almost of a bait. It's pretty cool. I've never really seen that. I've never done this. Pretty cool. If only I had some stuff for bluegill. Okay, so no bites on the regular finesse worm, so we're gonna downsize it, okay, to the 4.1 action worm on this jig head. Oops. This is, you know, a much lighter setup, so I'll be able to cast this a little bit further. And I've had really great success on this worm out here, so we'll see. Tapping those cinder blocks down there. They always feel like a bite. Can't even count the amount of rigs I've lost to this rock pile. Those cinder blocks probably look like a spider web with all the fishing line hanging off of it. But we're definitely going to give this a few casts, and we'll try to meet y'all back if we hang one. Okay, everybody, so a fish hit it right at the bank as I was reeling it up. You can actually see the bite marks there. That's something I can't fake. Ripped the tail off, as I was reeling it up, there was a whole school of fish that that swam by. So I was reeling it up real fast so that I could pitch to these fish, and boom, right on the bank. And then I said, okay, if they're schooling around, I brought a jerk bait just in case, got thumped on it but missed the fish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put on another clear action worm and see if we can finally get one actually to the bank. So, you know, it just dawned on me, that bite that I had reeling up that last action worm actually proves the question of the video. Will bass bite a clear plastic bait? Actually, they will. And what was funny was that the bass waited till I was reeling it up real fast, chased it almost like it probably thought this was like a little glass minnow or something. There's a lot of glass minnows out here, and there's a lot of small shad. The lake has not had shad in it for a long time. Now it does, they're all teeny. So something like this, just kind of reflecting light in the water, they probably just thought it was a little shad or a little minnow or something. But I've actually already proven today's video. I just really want to catch one. All right, we're gonna swim the grub around for a little bit. Since that one bite I had was chasing the action worm, we're gonna give them something that is already swimming. I'll tell you, even though it's completely clear, it looks amazing in the water. You can actually see the kick. And basically all it does is just reflect light. So, you know, really not a bad imitation of something like a glass minnow or a guppy or, you know, any bait fish that is pretty much see-through or, you know, iridescent. Okay, so our fishing period has come to an end, and you know, we threw every bait. You know, I didn't want to include all the footage and just bore you guys to death. But I had a bite. I had a good bite right at the bank on the action worm, and I'm pretty sure I had a small one grab the grub. I even set the hook and felt some resistance for a few seconds, but then it came off, and it was just kind of one of those, I'm pretty sure it was a fish. I don't think it was anything else. Needless to say, we did not catch one, which is not uncommon. You know, this is the world's worst fishing after all. But we did get that bite. And, you know, I'm sorry y'all didn't see it on camera. It's hard to get, you know, hook sets and all the footage on a blog camera because I can't run it for perpetuity. They just don't have the battery life that like an action camera, like a GoPro has. So I need to invest in some of that stuff. I know I really do. Sorry that I haven't done it yet. But sort of throwing it back to the beginning of this video, you know, the most important takeaway is, you know, the Gaskins situation. And like I may have mentioned at the beginning of the video during the parade, I will put some links in the description below. They have a Facebook page that you can join with updates, you know, and keep in mind, Big Bird's been on this channel a lot. He's one of my dearest friends. Anyone who, you know, supports me and what I'm doing here on the YouTube channel, you know, you might, you know, also want to support Big Bird. And, well, his name's Brandon, but Big Bird to me. But regardless, I will have the link in the description below to the GoFundMe for John Wesley and the Facebook page where you can follow along with the journey and add whatever help and support that you might feel compelled. And all of that will be in the description below. That's the most important thing. So we're gonna sign off. Kind of a fun video. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I just haven't done it, and I wish I would have really had the opportunity to do a full fishing trip on the boat. The engine's going in to be looked at on Monday, because the last time I took the bass boat out, the motor was having problems, or else we could have been on the bass boat today. So better luck next time, I guess. But hey, bass will bite a clear bait with no pigment in it whatsoever. And it looks completely goofy, but I don't know, might be something to it. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm gonna quit rambling, and we'll see y'all in the next video.